Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking. Today I'm going to make something that's kind of common with something that's maybe not so common, at least to a lot of you that probably don't have access to it. I'm going to do a pulled beef barbecue today, shredded beef barbecue. We're going to do it low and slow in the slow cooker all day, like 10 hours. It's what I'm making it with that might be a little different for you guys. I'm not using chuck roast or brisket, which are common for this. I'm using beef tongue. Now, before you lose your minds, because there are some of you out there going to go, ew, I'm just going to tell you. So number one, beef tongue is actually really excellent, good beef. My mom used to make it when I was growing up from what we butchered. I know Mike's had it as well, and she used to do it in the pressure cooker, so it was fall apart tender, and it would be like roast beef. We use it for pulled beef barbecue, and most of you have had it and probably never realized it because a lot of Mexican food, especially like taco fillings and stuff, uses beef tongue. If you think this stuff goes to waste when the stuff goes to the butcher house, you'd be nuts, because this is really good quality meat. The other thing is whatever we butcher, we use. It's respect to the animal that you use as much of it as you can. It gave its life to be utilized. So in my family, that's an honor thing. It was the same for us for hunting. We never hunted for antlers, okay? It can't eat horns, and the people that would hunt for, horns and throw away the carcass and not use the meat, that's a sin. I have no time for you. I'll just be honest. If you want antlers that bad, go out and hunt sheds. You don't need to do it during hunting season. You don't need a license, and they're free. And you don't have to worry about the meat. There are people that hunt and just want the antlers, but they donate the meat to their local food bank, which we do here. I know numerous guys here that hunt and donate the deer meat to the local food bank, which is totally cool. As long as the meat gets used. Don't throw away an animal's life just for a pair of horns. Same way with this. I've actually picked this beef out. My mom's neighbor raises fabulous beef. So I went out with her and to pick up out through the pasture, and don't feel bad for this guy. The reason that he was one of the ones slated to go on the chopping block was because he was a jerk. Let this be a lesson to you, the jerks in life. If somebody has to be eliminated, you're first on the list. So anyhow, that was the way with this guy, and I picked him out of a group of troublemakers, so to speak. And but we utilize everything. I'm going to be doing oxtail coming up here shortly, but I was raised on beef tongue. It's really good meat, and I'm going to show you how to prepare it. And just look at the richness of that meat. It's really good. This part goes away. This part stays. So we're going to do some beef tongue and make some beef barbecue. Let's get to it. This actually has two parts. So the first part is with the Crockpot part, and it's the tongue and garlic powder and brown sugar and salt and pepper and paprika, mustard, butter, and beef broth. The second part is actually the barbecue sauce. We're going to worry about that later. We're going to get this going first because this is an all-day deal to do it right, so it's nice and tender. When we do this in the crock pot and it gets all tender, this outer layer will just come right off, and all you'll be left with is this beef here. So it makes it very easy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just mix our dry rub together. Get it all in there. Because this is what we're going to rub over the beef tongue in the crock pot with the mustard. Okay, that part's ready to go. So the next step is just adding our beef tongue in. Get And we're going to take some of the mustard and we're just going to really work that in to the meat like this. And I'm going to take half of the dry rub, put that in as well, and then we're just going to flip it over, put the rest of the mustard on, get that in there. This mustard is just regular French's yellow mustard, but that tanginess really is going to set off the dry rub and give it a nice richness later. Yes, I could wear gloves for this, but you know I'm not that kind of girl unless it's something really nasty. And then we're going to add our beef broth. Do it lightly on the top because you don't want to take off all the good stuff that we just added. Put it around the edges like this. There we go. And then I'm just going to top with 4 tablespoons of butter like this. And we're going to cover it, and it's going to go on low, and that's going to be it for the next 10 hours. So this has been an all day. This is fall apart tender, and as you'll see here, the outer skin, the tough part, we're going to peel right off. I'm going to take this out, put it on the plate, and peel that part off, and then return it back to the broth to shred it. So I peeled the rubbery outer tough layer off. That's this, and we'll discard this, and then you're left with this nice beef, and we're going to shred that up in the sauce here. Return it to the pot. Look at this. This is fork tender. When you do it low and slow like this, and the vinegar of the mustard helps tenderize it. It's beautiful. I'm going to turn that back to the pot and get that all shredded in. So my fork tender beef is shredded down, and the next part is we're going to add our barbecue sauce. And it's okay that it has some liquid in it, because when we cook this down more with the barbecue sauce for another couple hours, some of that liquid's going to cook out. So next comes our barbecue sauce. And I've got garlic paste, finely diced onion, brown sugar, ketchup, molasses, apple cider vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, and butter. So this is just a basic barbecue sauce. First I'm going to put the butter in. And we'll get that melted. And we're going to add in, I have the refrigerated garlic paste. Next best thing to cloves of garlic, which I really like. Just keep it in the fridge. Get that melted down to a nice garlic butter. I'm going to throw in my onion. And I'm going to let this saute till they become translucent. And then we're going to add in our other goodies. Next I'm going to add my ketchup. And my Worcestershire sauce and my apple cider vinegar, and my brown sugar. And like I said, this is just a basic sauce. I've done other kinds of barbecue sauces. This is a good basic one. And the molasses. I'm going to stir this in good. I'm going to bring it up to a to a boil and then a simmer for about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll add it to our beef in the crock pot. And we're going to add barbecue sauce back in and put the slow cooker on high for half an hour to 45 minutes to get this really through this, or you can put it on low and let it go a couple hours and get that flavor all through it. The longer it marinates in, the better it is. And we'll come back when it's done. And it's done. See the nice shredded beef? It just falls apart, super tender. You guys know what comes next. Sandwiches. Life got so hectic I almost forgot to do the all-important taste test. This is what happens when you're trying to do too many things at one time. So, I've got a good Martin's potato roll here, because I love my potato rolls. And I heated up my barbecue. Oop. And I put it on like this. And I like finishing it off with a little bit of cheese. That's going to melt right in, and even a little bit of coleslaw. Got some coleslaw right here, and this is like the perfect finishing touch. Don't wrinkle your nose at it till you try it, I'm just saying. This is some good stuff. It's like a complete meal. And there you have it. So, the all-important taste test. I'm telling you, this is a good-looking sandwich. And the richness of flavor in this beef tongue is just amazing. Oh my God. It's like the best barbecue beef ever. If you have this, you won't want anything else. It does get messy. But it's totally worth it. Oh my God. Totally worth it. So, that's my beef tongue barbecue. I'm telling you, this is a great piece of meat to use for stews, for the barbecue. It's great for a lot of things that you would use hamburger in too. It's also good for something like beef stroganoff. So give it a shot. Don't waste anything. It's really a good cut of meat. I think it's often overlooked, and you know, it's like oxtail. That's another really good piece of the cow that shouldn't go being wasted. So try some beef barbecue.